All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're here at ICAST, and as promised, I'm gonna walk you through a lot of the great products that we've got here at this show. If you're not familiar with what ICAST is essentially the largest fishing convention in the world. So everybody's here. Freshwater, saltwater, fly fishermen, bass fishermen, crappie, it doesn't matter. Everybody's here, today, the first video I wanted to do here in the Z-Man booth. So Z-Man is a company I've worked with for about a decade now, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So I've worked with them for 10 years, and one thing that I've known to be true about Z-Man is that they do not rest on their laurels. They're constantly coming up with new things. Every single year, they do some really neat stuff. They're always looking for that next thing. And this show, I'm gonna try to show you like all of the different products that they're coming out with. It's gonna be hard, I'm gonna miss something, and I don't know, I just walked in the door, so I haven't like put them in my hands all that much, but I just wanted to show you guys what they've got coming out this next year. What's up, man?
Hey, man.
Good to see you, Corey. Oh no, you're good. You're good. Let's just shake your wrist. All right, we'll edit that one out in post. We got Corey Schmidt here with Z-Man. All right, so the Tungsten Evo is the first one. So Tungsten Evo right here is a new bait that they're coming out with that it's essentially the same Evo chatterbait Elite Evo that they came out with last year. But this one is tungsten, so it's pure tungsten. A lot of people were talking about the jackhammer being tungsten, but that's actually a tungsten powder that's put together with resin, so it's like a tungsten resin. I think I'm explaining it right, but I might not be. But this is pure tungsten, so this is going to do a lot of different things. The main thing that the Tungsten Evo is going to do really well, in my book, is it's gonna give you a completely different sound, okay? So different sound profile, and so those fish really haven't heard anything quite like this, because the blade to head contact is gonna be completely different. It's gonna be more pronounced, more of kind of a clacking sound, because tungsten is way more dense than lead is, and so the sound is gonna be really different. But also durability-wise, gonna be extremely durable, and also it has a smaller head per the weight. So you're gonna be able to have a bait that doesn't want to pull up to the surface near as much, and so you can use like a 3/8 ounce and get a little bit deeper than you can with a lead version. So if you're looking to kind of just dig a little bit deeper, have it more true to the depth, the running depth, the Tungsten Evo is gonna work really well. So that one, as far as like all the other components on it, pretty much exactly the same as the Evo, but you've got that tungsten head on it. All right, so Tungsten Evo is the first one. Then we've got the new Chatter Shad. Okay, so the Chatter Shad is a new Elastec bait that, it has that segmented design, has that realistic tail on it. Very similar to this Chatter Spike, but you've got that wider tail, that more realistic tail on there, and it comes in two different sizes. You get the 4.5, and you've got the 3.5. So you can really pair it with a lot of different, chatterbaits. Like the smaller one, it's hard to find like a good trailer for like the Mini Max chatterbait, but that one looks like it'll work perfect. So those are two baits that are coming out. This one over here. This is going to be a really, really neat and very relevant bait. When I knew that they're making this, what's up, Jose? When I heard that they were making this, and I was actually talking with Jose about it before ICAST, I was like, yeah, man, they needed to make a live scope focused bait that was real high quality, had a lot of really good design qualities to it that really made it the best possible presentation for forward-facing sonar, and they did it. So this right here is the Graph Shads. This is pretty cool. So you can see here, it's got this seamless head to Elastec trailer design. It comes with a spare body and you know, it's actually got this system in it that is really cool. They designed the head so it shows up really well with on forward-facing sonar. It has a lot of you know, the shape qualities to it that'll show up well on sonar, but also it has an air pocket, so it has this air chamber in there because, you know, things that are more dense than water and less dense than water show up on forward-facing sonar. So they put that air chamber in there so you can see it even better. And they have this really cool line through system. Okay, so the line comes through the top, and then you have the line tie at the bottom there, and that's going to allow this to sit perfect every single time. You don't have to worry about where your knot is positioned and all that stuff. It's going to sit there absolutely perfect. So I'm really excited about that. And so there's a lot more to this one, but you know, there's just too much to unpack here. So check out the graph shads. That's something I'm excited to work for. In fact, like before I learned that they were doing this, I sent them a bunch of sketches of stuff that things that are similar that I wanted to see, because I wanted, you know, I felt like, you know, this jig head and minnow craze that's going on right here was missing the boat in you know, in the fact that like the jig heads were a different shape, a different color than the actual baits that you're using with them, and they just weren't seamless. So I was like, man, why aren't we making stuff that is seamless? And there you go. That's what they came up with, the graph shads. All right, so that's the graph shads. Now let's go find what else they got brand new. Okay. This one right here, so this one's not as relevant for freshwater, though you can fish freshwater, as we know, especially if you live in the coastal areas. This one right here, the Prawn Stars. The best name for a bait in the industry, in my opinion. But the Prawn Stars is going to be a super realistic, internally weighted, you know, shrimp profile bait. Great for saltwater, obviously, but also good for, you know, freshwater species, especially if they're used to seeing, you know, shrimp. But it's going to come in two different sizes. You got the 3.5, and you've also got the 5-inch, the big one. So that's another one. I haven't really paid attention to that one as much, so just because it's in the saltwater space. Oh yeah, here we go. We've got the table where you're going to see a lot more of the new stuff. So right here is one that is probably the one bait that I wanted to put in my hands most. This one right here is called the Shadron LT. So it's kind of an expansion of the LT, the line through swim baits that came out last year. You had the Mulletron LT, and now you've got the Shadron. So I'm really excited about this because the Mulletron I started fishing for bass this year, and it caught a lot of bass on it. They loved it. This wedge tail design that they've got here is absolutely money. There are very little swim baits on the market that you can reel super fast and you can reel super slow, and so this is one of them. You can burn it, you can slow roll it. It has a great action regardless, and the line through system is very unique. The line through, it's got a single swim bait hook on the top. I'll be with you in a second, bud. But this one right here, compared to the Mulletron, this one has a line through that actually branches off. So the line through goes down to the belly. So you can either tie to the single hook on the top, or you can connect to the treble hook on the bottom. That's the first swim bait line through system that I've seen that allows for that. And I like to use the just standard single hook if I'm fishing like brush piles or things like that, fishing around cover. It tends to snag a lot less. And then if you're fishing for smallmouth or spots or fish that are just swiping at the bait, a treble hook, you know, on the belly might be the deal. But just having that option between the two is pretty killer. So that's another one. What else we got here? We got the ZWG worm hook. That one is going to work extremely well with Laztec. You got the little barb there, then you got that little rubber keeper that kind of keeps everything kind of lined up. The rattlesnaker is something they came out with last year that allows you to inject a glass rattle into Elastec baits or traditional soft plastics. As you can see here, they came out with these tungsten spikes that you can do the same thing with. You can do a different type of Nico rig if you don't want to use like the Nico shrooms or something like that. You can use those, and that's just another way to you know, add weight to your presentation, to fine tune your presentation. All right, and then they're also coming out with they're expanding the micro baits line. So this right here is the micro worms, and they also have the guppy grubs. So those are two proven profiles. Trout guys and crappie guys. Crappie guys, you know, catches everything. All right, guys, so I keep on getting stopped, but we're picking it back up. We got more baits to show you. So here we've got, you don't have to go. You don't have to. We've got some new baits. We got the TRD fatties here, which is a brand new one right there. So a lot of people love the fatties, but now they've come in a Ned rig size, which is going to be awesome. And then a drop kickers is a new drop shot bait here. It comes in two different sizes. It's got that nice little wedge tail, very subtle swimming action. Going to be great on a drop shot. And so I'm pretty stoked on that one. Ooh, we finally get to put this one in our hands. Check this out. So you can see what I was talking about with the Shadron. And I didn't mention it comes in 4.5 and 6.5 or a 6-inch, just like the Mulletron did. But you can see the line through system here. Okay, let's see if I can do this. There we go. That's the primary line through, but you can see how they designed the bottom too. So the line through comes down, you tie your treble hook, and it's actually got this metal clip on the bottom that holds the treble hook. One of the best, coolest swim bait designs I've ever seen, and one of the most well thought out line through systems for sure. So, well guys, I honestly think that may be it. I'm sure that I'm missing something. I'm sure there's some baits that I'm you know, brushing over here, but overall I think those are kind of the highlights of the new stuff here at ICAST at the Z-Man booth. Pretty incredible innovations that they do every single year. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos from here at ICAST. It's a pretty awesome show. I'm going to get back to it. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to see you out on the water or here on the floor.